Hey guys, welcome back to Brian's American Made. Today, I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks about to throw the tomahawk. Keep watching. Tip number one, do not decorate a tomahawk you plan to throw. Spend a lot of time on the handle, you're just going to end up breaking it. You know, that's the nature of the beast. If you're going to throw it, it'll break eventually. You're pretty much wasting your time if you decorate it too much. So I would have, I have one handle that's nice and decorated the way I like it, and then I have these that I throw, which you've probably seen my nicer handles in previous videos. Tip number two is use athletic tape. That'll prolong the life of your handle, because when you're throwing these things, whether you've got it wedged or just pressure fit, it's going to wiggle and have some vibration and some wear and tear up there. Athletic tape's just going to slow down the process. Tip number three, a cut sprout makes a good handle. I got this one I cut actually a few weeks ago. I've got a few actually in my garage that I'm going to let dry for a couple months. I'm going to use those as more handles. I find that they're very strong. If you're going to dry them out, I like to put them in my garage and leave the bark on them while they're drying. It keeps it from splitting, from drying too fast. Tip number four, mark your distance. If you're first starting out, figure out where one spin is and just practice from there. Put a mark on the ground and always go back to that same point. And that way you can get good at being consistent with your throw. So mark that first distance. It's going to be somewhere around 12 feet. I've got 22-inch handles is what I use on these cold steel tomahawks. I've got the cold steel pipe hawk and the cold steel frontier hawk. I like the 22-inch handles. It's a good balance of spin. The shorter the handle, the faster the spin. The longer the handle, the slower the spin. So roughly 12 feet or so. You're going to have to just practice and get it figured out. But once you mark that point, there's your one spin. Once you get good at that, you can double that, and that's two spins. Tip number five, throw one tomahawk at a time. Inevitably, when you're getting it figured out, you're going to end up hitting the handle of your other tomahawk, breaking it, splitting it, something like that. Especially if you're in a group, having fun, just throw one at a time. Your tomahawks will last a lot longer. Number six, use one type of tomahawk or hatchet if you like hatchets. Like I mentioned before, a different handle length makes for a different amount of spin. So if you use one at a time, you can get comfortable learning that one without swapping between different types with different rotations. It makes it less confusing and easier to learn. Number seven is don't overdo it. Learn the technique first. Find that one spin. Get the technique down, try to throw straight, try to get it on target before you start adding muscle behind the throws. Yeah, it gets fun when you slam it into the target and bury the hatchet, but technique needs to come first, and then you can get better at putting the power behind it. Number eight, spraying water on the target will help the tomahawk stick. Softens the wood a little bit, makes it easier so the hatchets, tomahawks don't bounce out as easy. Tip number nine is leave your target out in your front yard. Helps keep away thieves and hooligans, let them know where you stand. And now, let's get to the trick shots. So now we're getting into the tricks. Trick number one is the underhand. And there's two different variations of this one. One, you just grab it straight like this where the tomahawk is at a 90-degree angle, and you'll swing it and you'll let go right about chin level. The other one is a little bit more difficult and is like a scoop. And you're just taking it and chunking it under like this. Takes a little bit more practice for that one. Trick number 2 is the alley-oop, which is just throwing it over your shoulder like this. Trick number 3 is behind the back. Trick number 4 is the side throw. Because of the grain of the wood, the tomahawk doesn't like to stick across the grain. It'll bounce out pretty easy. It sticks with the grain because it splits the grain. So for the side throw, I'll actually use the spike hawk. Trick number 5 is the backside throw, where you actually turn the tomahawk around the opposite direction and get it to stick upside down. Tip number 6 is the double. You'll throw one regular standard, second one you'll hold it that 90 degree like you do the underhand. You'll both at the same time. I lost the remainder of my narration video, so please enjoy the rest of these throws and some bloopers. cause your handle to break, or you just throw a really bad throw and hit the handle sideways like this and snap it. Things happen. So don't Hello? Yeah, I would be available. I've just got a meeting at 8 this evening, but that's kind of late, so you should have plenty of time. Yep. Okay, nice. Okay. Bye.
First off, we're at the Lewis and Clark.
Make it even bigger.